So we're live now?
Yeah.
All right.
You got the mic over there?
I got the mic over here. I'm going to sneak it a little bit higher.
Chris M. Jr. is watching.
Chris Jr., first person in the table. Guru Medleyville. Looking for a sponsorship for the leader of the pack.
Ask Chris if he can hear you.
Chris, can you hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Anybody?
Ame is here.
What's that?
Ame just joined.
Oh! Hi, Ame.
Chris Bechtold.
All right. Okay. If nobody's hearing me, if everybody's seeing my lips moving and they're not hearing what I'm saying, speak now or forever hold your peaces. No answer.
Nobody is saying shit.
No answer is a good answer. Maybe they put it on. They went to do something else. They know it's not 7:15 yet, so the real fireworks don't start until 7:15.
Talk to Ame, see if she answers you.
Ame, answer me. I need some sort of crowd response at this point.
She said hi. I don't know if that counts.
Okay, does hi mean you're hearing me? Man, I'm wasting a lot of time at the beginning of these videos. I'm wasting a lot of time at the beginning of the videos worrying about who's hearing me or not.
I'm not getting anything from anyone.
NFL draft tonight. Does anybody care about that? This is the preamble. Does anybody care about the NFL draft? Does anybody care that did you hear that the Gathering of the Juggalos got canceled?
Another person was talking about wanting the gum.
Like go to the Gathering of the Juggalos?
They want the gum from the pack.
Oh, the gum? Well, this is for everybody that's...
Ame said yes, she can hear us.
Okay, good. For everybody, thank you. Finally, some response. Some response from the peanut gallery.
Tuned in.
The gum, for fans of gum fetishists around the world, today's your lucky day. We got gum. We'll certainly be talking. I can't wait to see what the condition of the gum is.
For disappointment.
For a disappointment. Oh, well, there's going to be disappointment.
With the draft, not the cards.
Oh, well, listen. I'm repping the Jets in anticipation of the draft today. I almost put my Ocho Cinco jersey on for the number one pick. Producer Matt repping the Rams. We talk about disappointment. I think we're all set up for it. I think it's coming in spades. In case anybody's curious about what's playing in the background, I did find some of the greatest baseball bench clearing brawls in the history of the sport. It's tremendous. It's tremendous. So if my words and my actions and my little stories about, cardboard baseball cards don't suit your needs, focus all your attention right there on the outside there.
And Kim.
Okay. All right. So what's our total in the pool right now?
So if you want to start going.
We're live, pal. All right. Episode 2 of The Great Journey.
Oh, also, do we want to discuss who the leader of the pack is?
Oh, yeah. Well, the leader of the pack yesterday, for those who didn't tune into yesterday's, go back and watch it if you didn't catch it. But leader of the pack yesterday was Jack Morris. If you could dig him out, Matt, that would certainly help. And Jack Morris...
And he's here to pay homage to Jack
Right,
Morris.
Yeah. We mentioned Detroit and Jack Morris's Hall of Fame legacy. I was corrected a million times about different things that I brought up. We'll cover a few right now. Jack Morris first. Jack Morris, it was the 1991 World Series where he threw that one-hitter. Thank you to Patrick for pointing that out. Also, I got a fun fact from George Henn that Ed Wohina, as the pronunciation goes. Wohina, the Polish word for war. So take that. Certainly, he's not a warrior. He had a 4-10 career record. 4-10 career record. The epitome of scrubs. And we're hoping, as our friends TLC would have said, we hope this 1989 Topps pack has no scrubs in it.
Or Michael Keaton.
Oh, if it's got Michael Keaton, it's a different story.
No, Michael Keaton doesn't want no scrubs.
Oh, he doesn't want no scrubs too. That's right. Shout out to the other guys. So, Matt, can you tell us real quick what to look for in this pack of plenty?
Yeah, so today, 1989 Topps. We have a Ken Griffey Jr., I believe a rookie card valued at about $500 in top tier.
Yeah.
You also have rookie cards for Deion Sanders, who was originally drafted by the Yankees. You have Randy Johnson, Nolan Ryan, Gary Sheffield, Craig Biggio, and John Smoltz. There's some pretty valuable cards in this pack. So
yeah, 89 was a hot year for baseball cards. It was a hot year for mass producing. This was probably the year that everybody remembers, like chasing Griffey's, like the whole notion about Ken Griffey's cards, whether it's Topps, whether it was Upper Deck, everybody was hot for Ken Griffey Jr. And what's to say?
In Poland, they lose wars.
Dynamite dropping, PM. Also, for those wondering, tonight this is beer in honor of the NFL draft. I wanted to
I'll do a Jack Fire.
have a sipski of real beer, not water. All right. Anyway, enough with the parabola. Let's get down to action. 89 Topps opening. Again, feel the bump in the front, kids. If you were here, you'd be able to feel the bump in the front. That means there's gum.
Patrick set the odds that we see one of these cards at minus 500.
Okay, all right. Oh, that could be like a little side business for DraftKings. Real bummed right out of the block. This is one of my pet peeves when it comes to these card sets. When the gum gets stuck to one of the backs of the cards, it's already not mint condition. It's already not mint condition. I mean, this has been stuck on it for...
Is it a card worth...
Since... No, it certainly isn't. We'll have to look at this one first, but the gum's stuck on the back of it.
Yeah, does anybody want that gum now?
It really just ruined. Start the bidding on the gum. Oh, no. I loosened it up. Boo. Just, Matt, you can test that for density. Stiff as a board, as they say. Okay. All right. Now we're throwing gum around. Kids,
I didn't expect it to break.
if you buy baseball cards off the internet through Amazon, don't put the gum anywhere near your mouths. I don't care if it's COVID-19 time. I don't care if it's common cold time.
It's hepatitis time.
That'll put you in the hospital. Me, the Surgeon General, producer Matt, everybody, just keep the gum out of your mouth. Moving forward, PSAs are over. First guy up, Milwaukee Brewers pitcher Paul Mirabella. Mustache City, everybody. A fine mustachioed man, a veteran of many seasons before this time. We might be looking at the Paul Mirabella swan song when it comes to his major league career.
Tommy Schultz?
It's shout out to Tom and his mustache. But no, Mirabella, journeyman pitcher, probably was your fourth or fifth starter, maybe a third starter at one time. A decade before this, but certainly was at the tail end of a lengthy career. Don't see a lot of value in that card, but they can't all be winners.
Major League win in 78.
The next guy in our pack, a manager card. Manager cards make me tired. This is Russ Nixon. And he was managing the the Atlanta Braves at the time. This is a manager's card. Will give you like a checklist of like the starting players on the team that are available in the set. It's a bummer. It's not that exciting. Russ Nixon, I don't think they didn't go to a playoffs at all with Russ Nixon at the helm.
Can you name three pitchers?
Bobby Cox. Let me get to Bobby Cox first. Bobby Cox was the man who took the Atlanta Braves to their National League championship glory. But Russ Nixon, can I name...
Can you name three pitchers?
Three pitchers, Glavine, Maddox, and Steve Avery. Yes? Glavine for sure.
No Maddox.
No Maddox. Oh, Maddox was a Cub at that time.
Yeah.
All right. Stat correction. Already hot.
Avery. Smoltz was there.
Mm-hmm. Smoltz was there, starting pitcher. Moving ahead. Toronto Blue Jays. middle infielder, Manny Lee. Scrappy guy. A good glove, if I remember correctly. Not really. I mean, he's not going to be a stat machine. You're not going to look at the back of that card and say, like, well, that guy hit like 40 home runs in 1988 or 1987 leading up to this. But I think he was a solid addition to the middle of your bench.
4 dingers.
4 dingers. Well, see, that's what I told you. Not a lot of swing
268 bat
in the bat. 268 career or 268 up to that point. All right. Shout out to Manny Lee. Here we go. Next guy. Again, I don't remember a lot about him. Frank Williams. Not to be confused with perennial 1984 TV enhancement wrestler Frankie Williams, who was from Columbus, Ohio, just like the Cincinnati Reds are from Cincinnati, Ohio. But Frank Williams, probably, if I'm venturing to guess, might have been a middle relief guy. Maybe low end, back of the rotation. Again, not if you say that Frank Williams was your favorite baseball player, you're a liar. Unless he's part of your family. Like, if I don't want to piss off the
1984, 1 game started, 1 complete game, 1 shutout.
The Williams. I don't want to piss off the Williams family. So, but yeah, he was on that team.
He also enjoys tennis, camping, and jogging.
A jogger. That Cincinnati team was pretty good in '88 and '90, I believe. They went to the League Championship Series in '90. Maybe the World Series. Who knows? Probably the World Series. Oh, they did go to the World Series. I don't know. Frank Williams is on that team. I do know in 1989 and 1990 as well, the Oakland A's were a hot team. And this is the rated rookie or the tops standout rookie, Walt Weiss, who would become a future manager in Major League Baseball.
All-star rookie.
All-star rookie. I liked Walt Weiss growing up. I thought he was a good hand, as they called those guys. Good in his footwork at shortstop. Little bit of speed. Wasn't going to steal a lot of bases. Ricky Henderson already cornered the market on stealing bases. But Walt Weiss, solid career. People liked him in the early '90s. He had his fans.
Patrick O'Casey.
So here we go. If anybody watched yesterday's episode, and we talked about this next guy, he was on the Cincinnati Reds in 1987. He is now graduated way up north to the Montreal Expos. The first double of the series, Tracy Jones. I said yesterday, Tracy's not a man's name. Tracy's totally a man's name. There he is from yesterday. Look at the evolution. A somewhat action shot in the early part of the year or spring training to the casual, like, staring off into the distance shot that we get here once he went to the Great White North. Matt, if you want to show them a little bit closer.
Tracy Jones is the fellow that we had that interesting tidbit about from the card from that card pack.
What was his tidbit?
They overproduced the card.
Oh, no. That wasn't him. I think that was Ed that other guy. That was
Ed Wohina.
Wohina. That was the Wohina stat that we found out. Tracy Jones, Tracy Donald Jones.
What that was?
Well, yeah. The other stat that we found out about Wohina, that's yesterday's card.
Yes, I know.
Who gives a shit about yesterday's card? You got to show them what today's card is. Get with the program. The Wohina card was the most mass produced in that. Was it in that 19? It was in the 86.
In the 86 set, but
top
in that
set,
they accidentally ran his card 10 times more than any other one.
Yeah, 10 times more than anybody else's card. It's grounds for, I would think, like, the Topps company, we can retroactively sue him for exposing us to that much. Ed Wohina. He's going to be the leader of the pack. This is the guy whose card the gum was stuck to before, and he stuck around the league for a long time. Charlie O'Brien, catcher for the Milwaukee Brewers. Mets fans will know that Charlie O'Brien, a few years after this, headed up to Queens to play for the Mets. I can't say a lot of
career minor
like
league.
My big memory of him was that he got traded to the Mets, and he was decent. He was there in 90, 91, probably into 92. Trade deadline. Something to do with Mackie Sasser. But yeah, he also, like, if you want to pull that card back up, Matt, just to show him real quick, if everybody could take a look at that curly hair that Charlie O'Brien's got. Curly hair, like, looks like one of the Marx Brothers.
Not a Hall of Famer.
Not a Hall of Famer. Not a anything. Middle of the pack time. Here's the buffer card. It's a sweepstakes. Go to the 1990 spring training. Catch spring training fever. None of us have spring training fever. It's a different kind of fever. But the fill out the information on the back of the card, and you could win a trip to the 1990 spring training down in Florida.
And you only had to send in $750 plus tax.
Was it $750? Was that how much a plane ticket to Florida cost in the 1990 economics? I think I went to Florida in 1990. PM, shout that out.
I'm pretty sure I did too.
This is a name that I don't think a lot of people will know. Probably a rookie card, so I'll handle it very delicately. Seattle Mariners outfielder? Question mark. We'll find that out. Greg Briley. If anybody remembers, Greg Briley would have been a teammate of the great Ken Griffey Jr. But I don't know. Like
this is an 89 pack.
He did. This is an 89 pack.
So,
yeah.
This was his second year.
He does not look like a professional athlete, let alone a member of a successful team. Were the Mariners a successful team in 1989? The jury's still out. It's rather unclear whether he, had decent seasons after that, but
Patrick said no.
Could be a scrub. What's perfectly clear, you're going to like the way I did this. Our next card up, on the same team as Paul Mirabella, his teammate Mark Clear.
Wow,
my improv skills are through the roofs. Another, they don't make them like that anymore. Those sort of thick boy mustaches, and they certainly, like, a Mark Clear was for the 80s. Like, he was there. He was a Brewer, probably a Pirate, a Red Sox. He was an Angel, a Red Sox, and a Brewer. He's just the type of guy, after a few years, you just throw him on your team. Just, put a number on his back, and Mark Clear will give up like 4 hits in the first inning and allow 2 earned runs. This guy, all right, we might be looking at the leader of the pack currently at the turn. At the time of Cleveland Indian Joe Carter. Cleveland Indian Joe Carter is my favorite kind of Joe Carter because it was before he was tainted by that visit to Toronto to play for the Blue Jays. Of course, he won their only World Series. And of course, he's a legend. For 90s baseball aficionados, Joe Carter is on the top of your list of maybe he was your favorite baseball player in 1992 or 1993.
Chris Jr. said
whatever.
Greg Briley can be seen in the clip of the Ken Griffey Jr. Spider-Man catch.
All right. So we're going to have to look that up. That'll be part of it. But yeah, Joe Carter, this early part of his career, Joe Carter was going to be a star. Joe Carter ended up being a star. We like you, Joe Carter. You are right now the leader of the pack at the turn. Another hard candidate, I know a lot of people who, this guy, Tommy Herr, second baseman at the time for the Twins, but you do remember him as the second baseman for the St. Louis Cardinals. He also played second base for a little while for the Philadelphia Phillies, and eventually after this, in 1991 and 92, I believe, he would be Charlie O'Brien's teammate in the Mets. So Tommy Herr, he could be a candidate for leader of the pack, but he tall for a second baseman. A lot of height on Tommy Herr. 6 feet tall, but for second baseman in the late 80s, mid 80s, he was a stretch. Like Tommy Herr, big long stance. He would stand up real high, kind of line drive hitter.
He said that's what she said.
We like Tommy Herr. I like Tommy Herr a lot. The last 2 cards might be saving the pack from just the dregs. another decent outfielder and another Oakland A. We're kind of doubling up on some of these team guys. Stan Javier is our next guy. Again, a few years into his young career at this point. If I see this correctly, he was a Yankee. Came up in the Yankees organization. Might have gone back to the Yankees after this later on in the 90s. Again, something for you stat guys to...
That's I just flipped the camera.
Oh, okay.
I caught a glimpse of my beard.
Okay. That was a weird faux pas. But anyway...
I can't wait to see the comments on that.
Stan Javier, he played for those Oakland A's teams. Maybe your fourth outfielder, got the starts where he could. Decent guy. Again, another guy with some speed. We're getting down to the last few. Minnesota Twins, do not recall where this guy played in the field. Matt's going to get the close-up on this one, but boom, everybody. Al Newman. Crickets. Al Newman. Nobody remembers Al Newman. Real happy in this picture. Again, a guy that's real posed on picture day at the training camp and the spring training facilities. Real toothy grin on it. Matt, you got to show the people his real toothy grin.
To see if there's a position.
We'll figure out his positions later. That's what she said. But even still, like your Al Newman's just filling out roster spots for that Minnesota Twins team. They were good. They were good around the time. Last couple here. Detroit Tigers pitcher was a teammate of our friend Jack Moore's, Frank Tanana. And yes, I do remember his Chris Berman nickname. He was Frank Tanana Daiquiri. Tremendous.
Oh my God.
Tremendous. I kind of gave Chris Berman a short shift last night, but now that I remember his nickname was Frank Tanana Daiquiri is a tremendous Chris Berman Sports Center nickname.
Look at that face.
Also, as I was noted by my good friend Todd Cohen yesterday, Tom Meese, who we mentioned was a Sports Center anchor with Chris Berman. I mentioned that he did die, R.I.P. Tom Meese. He drowned. So that's a lesson to you all. Respect Tom Meese.
George and said Alfred E. Newman better than Al Newman.
Al Newman. Oh, Alfred. Oh, Mad Magazine. All right, guys and girls and all around the world. Last man on the card block here, Jeff Kunkel. One of the weirdest and most fun names to say in baseball.
Kunkel Jeff.
Kunkel Jeff. Kunkel Jeff. If he was in Tokyo, Japan, having his name said at the Tokyo Dome. Kunkel Jeff, everybody. Texas Rangers. Probably not a big home run hitter. He does not look tall, in comparison to the to the really lanky Tommy Hers, the 6 foot and above Tommy Hers of this card set. 6'2", very tall. Then all right, fine. Jeff Kunkel's a skyscraper, everybody.
Went to Rider.
Oh, he went to Rider, a commuter school. Wow. I don't know what the mascot was.
Lived in Leonardo, New Jersey.
Oh, let's call him on the phone. Before this series is over, we might try and call Jeff Kunkel or find out if Jeff Kunkel still has relatives in our area. So, Matt, yes, thank you for gesturing that the leader of the pack in this card set, as I said, is Joe Carter. The 1989 Joe Carter card, Cleveland Indians. Those of you who are fans of Cleveland, of future Canadian baseball heroes, I'm accepting bids not only for that card, for anything else. If you want to buy the Jeff Kunkel card and bring it to would be his residence when we're all out of the COVID-19 quarantine situation, if you want to get that signed, Paul Marabella, any of the guys here in these sets, fire away. We've kind of retooled some of the ideas that we have about, because I did see that literally nobody bid on cards last night. Maybe we'll do an auction in the very last episode of this.
They're saying that Kunkel has a park named after his father has a park named after him in Atlantic Highlands.
This is tremendous. All right, Joe Carter might. No, I can't. Joe Carter. I can't take him out as the leader of the pack. But Jeff Kunkel. Everybody's got so much information on Jeff Kunkel.
Also, Al Newman has 2 World Series rings.
Okay, well, he has 2 World Series rings, a toothy grin, and a 213 batting average career. A lot of people have World Series rings. That doesn't mean they're good. They could sit on a bench. They could be, a journeyman, like, middle reliever. Doug Sisk has a World Series ring, guys. I'm not believing that Al Newman deserves a shine up for his World Series rings. I'm really going up on a soapbox here. That's it. That's the show. I hope everybody enjoys the NFL draft. I hope you're not really all bummed out about having to be quarantined. Those of you who were going to be attending the gathering of the Juggalos in some dump in Illinois, sorry, the Insane Clown Posse decided that they didn't want to lose anybody, so they've canceled the 2020 gathering of the Juggalos. I'm sure, who's the Twisted is the other band in the Insane Clown Posse fan base. I'm sure they'll find something else to do that weekend. Maybe they can open up baseball cards and play checkers, whatever it is. Thank you to producer Matt for his kind help in getting everything situated, started, and whatnot. Thank you to Mr. McGiblets, who's going to be watching the NFL draft with all of his baseball, his football knowledge, his fantasy football knowledge. Thank you to the great Muda, who's above me, watching over all the time. And until we're not coming back until next Wednesday. So the schedule that we're going to be on is every Wednesday and Thursday at 7:15 on this little place. So this gives you a few days to kind of gather your thoughts about Jeff Kunkel's family and their New Jersey ties. Check in with Walt Weiss's career stats. Find me a clip of who's it? Steve Briley, Greg Briley, whatever it is. Greg Briley. Get me his. Put something on YouTube on my Facebook. Al Newman.
We need to find out what position he played.
Send in your cards and letters if you want to go to spring break in Florida in 1990, and Matt and I will put together the pieces to the time machine that we're going to send you there in. And until we meet again, bye everybody. All right, plus stop.
I'm trying.